Hey guys, Desolator Magic here, and boy have I got the absolute gem that I found on the internet. That's right, I went deep into that there internet and found the most cursed MTG cards ever. How do you get the most cursed ones when I've already made, the top 10 weirdest like 8 times? Hey, if it gets views. Oh, it's simple. You have a recurrent neural network, whatever that is, make up cards for you. So there's a Twitter account called Robo Rosewater Masters. It's based on Robo Rosewater. And I took a couple from each account because they're both pretty similar but run by different people. And they took an AI system, trained it as they call it, and then had it make magic cards. So let's just jump into it. So here's a classic example of where it didn't quite get it right. Ickpain Titan Rent. For 1 blue plus 1 generic at an instant speed, mythic because duh. If you do, put a 6/0 green elf beast creatures onto the battlefield. Why would you summon something with 0 toughness? Well, obviously because you're playing elf tribal and boosted it. That's a silly question. What you should be asking is, where's the first part of that statement? If I do what? And the answer is, it's a cursed card. It doesn't have a condition. It just is if. It really depends on what the definition of is. But wait, there's more. When Ickpain Titan Rent enters the battlefield, level a creature spell with power 1 or less, and target creature or player this turn, you may gain X life for each portent is equal to the number of X and creatures until end of turn. Thanks, Robo Rosewater, for that fantastic card, and my new level of confidence that AI will never take over the world. So sometimes it really nails it, sometimes it gets it kind of close. Let's go with Wereranius Flames. Don't act like wizards wouldn't name something that. So, legendary artifact, and if you pay 3 and tap it, you may cast a non-land permanent for mana value 28 or more instead. Instead of what? Instead of the curse that this card is. I didn't get any sleep last night. Some of these cards are starting to actually make sense. Next up, we got Goblin Geold Grow. It's 3 plus a black plus a green plus a white. Spirit, so naturally if you pay 4 plus red and tap it, gain an exile counter from an opponent's graveyard to your hand. 4/5. Next up, one of my personal favorites, Voice the Fluss. You gotta give Fluss a voice, okay? It's very underrepresented. So this is 2 green plus 2 generic instant trap, which it's only a matter of time before that's a thing. Actually, I think we had the trap super type or subtype in the past, actually. People keep telling me that. I don't know, it was before I played. All I know is Yu-Gi-Oh! But tap all non-land permanents and exile them. That is harsh, and if anything was a trap, my god, would it be this? What the heck is a Fluss? Next up, Shaster Taraj. That's some mythical sounding stuff if I've ever heard it. I mean, this AI nailed it. So it's 1 blue plus green plus X, sorcery, return target artifact card from your hand. If you do, you gain X life for each green creature blocking Shaster Taraj and flying until end of turn. It's not even a creature, it's a sorcery. I just love how that looks like it should make sense, and it's a bunch of like halves of things thrown together, but none of it makes sense in context, but I could see why an AI wouldn't understand that. Next up, I threw this in just because you guys know my opinion on slivers. It's not an opinion, it's a fact. But we've got Mershak Barayard, and so one of them they just keep using like haha funny deep learning mega AI imagery, and I think the other one they had the AI make up the art too, so I gotta throw some of those in. But in the meantime, Mershak Barayard almost got that, is 2 black plus 2 generic creature human rogue, 1/2, and it has space and then all slivers. I don't know if you noticed that. There's a space before the word all. Have at the beginning of each player's upkeep, create a 1/1 green spirit creature token, thens shuffle your library. I'm not 100% sure that an AI made this card. I think the real Mark Rosewater made this card. In fact, I could have thrown in some Mark Rosewater test cards and you probably wouldn't know the difference. Let's see, okay, sometimes they work, like they are valid cards, but why would you do this? So, for example, Mage of Devirain. It's a 2 red plus 4 generic, legendary creature Spect. So not a Spectre and not quite a Spectator, it's just a Spect. And if you pay 1 blue and untap it, which I'm not sure the untap symbol has ever been in a cost. I could be wrong there. Mage of Diravain, whatever this says, gets +3/+4 and gains hexproof. 3/2. This is like actually a decent card. I shouldn't be giving wizards ideas though. So back to utter nonsense, we've got Ghost Axite Nyx. It's a 0 drop 2/2 zombie, so That right there is a little much, but all slivers have Bopsyd's wife instead. Activate only as a sorcery, and the best thing is that could vaguely be interpreted in the art as pixel art of a zombie. I mean, it at least has eyes and maybe a mouth. Now, I did mention earlier that the Robo Rosewater Masters account has an AI come up with the art, and this is one of the things it spit out. Probably could have warned you if you're eating or sensitive to whatever this is. I don't even know what to categorize this is. I just feel like somebody's sensitive to it. Apologies if that's you, and then immediately retracted because you know darn well what channel you're on. Oh wait, this isn't going on my memes channel, this is going on my main. Okay, well, okay, then I apologize. The guy's milking a dagger out of the udders on a cow that's attached to a clearly male bull centaur. Ugh. I think I saw one of these in Fallout. Cursed! The cards are cursed! So I mean, this next one, Revenge of Resurgence, I don't think that's spelled correctly. Oh no, I checked it. I've just been spelling Resurgence wrong for 20 years. Oops. Shocker, it AI knows more than I do. Like, clearly this is, what, Mystic Archives, I think, is that frame? But not quite, so they've been continuing to train it with real cards, I guess, and it adapted the frame, which is actually really impressive. I love that set symbol too, because like, what even is that? But also it kind of looks like Kamigawa. So this is 2 green plus 3 generic. It's a sorcery, it has Cascade, and Revenge of Resurgence deals 2 damage to any target. Storm. Oh my god, do I hate this. Next up, River Haunt, a 0 cost, and it's in vaguely a river. I mean, I gotta give him credit for that. Artifact creature Satterland, haven't seen that. 1/1, but then if you pay 1, sacrifice 4 creatures, search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, then put it in your hand. If you do, shuffle your library. Interesting card if a bit unbalanced, although, if you're about to try to tell me, hey, Das, I don't think Legacy players would play this. 1, that's a really weirdly specific statement there, and 2, my retort would be, of course they would. You're clearly not very familiar with Legacy. Or Vintage. A 0-drop creature land hybrid? I mean, besides the fact that it's a land with a CMC, not only would somebody probably play it, they'd probably cheat with it. Burn Willows, anybody? Burn Willows? So some of these are like cursed AI failures, and I'll just tell you right now, all the art is cursed, because my god, look at this. But for Caventlage, I don't know, I don't speak French. Just jump into a conclusion based on the art style, but my god, what is going on with that face? I think the lips are upside down, what the hell? But like, this is so wild that this could almost become a card, okay? Like, this is coming up with stuff that the designers only dream of. I hope the designers of Magic, the play design team, never discovers this Twitter account, because they'll just scroll until they find a bunch of ideas that really they probably shouldn't be considering. But for this one, it's a 0-cost instant, and if you would reveal a land card, you may reveal this card from your hand. If you do, your life total becomes 19. So it's just an instant that you sit there and sit on, but you could, like, I guess cast it and have no effect for 0 in a Storm deck? Emergency Storm Reheal card? I mean, this would actually probably get banned. I feel like to make it a valid card, they'd have to have it actually do something and maybe not cost 0, but it's definitely interesting. And then, of course, we've got the flavor text. Tribolith shivs up. A scribe lie world, the worms to the waywith down. Though the unity rat its expression. That's deep. That's a haiku. This might not be French, it might be Japanese. So I wanted to give a little cross-section here, but if you thought I wasn't going to go back to the absolute fails, well, you know why you liked this video. And if you haven't yet, what is wrong with you? Are you dead inside? Come on, leave a like. In fact, subscribe. I need the money. In fact, go find a sponsor that I got and buy something from them. My god, this year sucks. Anyway, Noggle of Luminous your Turges. Or Turquoise? Turges? So if the land comes in untapped, obviously, you can tap it and add 1 colorless, or you can pay 6, and this is where the real benefit comes out. All lands are stole. And lastly, okay, this one is just everything put together, and I love it. It's Commune Ascendancy, which just sounds like a Magic card. It almost sounds like a parody of one, but AI doesn't do irony, of course. Then we've got like the death metal band name on the top of the album cover there. It's like it tried to spell something, but it didn't even know it was spelling something, so it just kind of followed letter-like patterns. And then it's Enchantment Aura, Enchant Creature, then prevent all damage that would be dealt to you, which this card is fascinating. You can't take damage while this is in play. Now, we've all seen, Platinum Angel, you can't lose the game while this is in play, which is a step too far. Now, this I'd like to actually see. Probably not in the common slot for 2 in white, but let's be honest, this would probably be a white card. I could see it being 4 or 5, but It's just, if you strapped it to a hexproof creature, that would almost be like the end of the game. Like, it wouldn't be that great of a card, but in something like Commander, this would be very interesting. Well, I guess you can't win with Commander damage. I think that would still be a step too far, but all you have to do is blow up the creature. But if it was hexproof or protection, yeah, you'd be in trouble. So I don't know. It seemed like it would be an interesting idea. I'm not sure they could pull it off. And unfortunately, that's the kind of thing that they usually do approve and send to playtesting, which also approves it. So to reiterate, I really hope the Wizard staff doesn't see this feed. Please tell me none of the staff members are following this account. But if you want to follow either of these absolutely hilarious accounts, their Twitter handles are in the description below. So go check them out. There is way more than I covered. You will laugh your head off for at least an hour. I'm actually surprised I got this video out today because I've just been scrolling through it. So hey, thanks for watching, and subscribe for more nutty content, and I'll see you guys next time.